Shout out to everybody here on the live. 90K holding like a man on a ledge. Are we going to hang? Are we going to dump? We're going to find out today with the Crypto Lifer. God bless you all. Let's go, baby. Let's go. There we go. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. We love you. We appreciate you. Let's jump on into BTC and see what's happening today. Today's a special day. They just went and got the shorts, right? And I told you to be careful. I told you not to overtrade, but if you shorted this morning, you probably got spanked as they just ripped it right back up to $90,400. And it's the battle for 90K. That's going to be kind of what we're sitting on here for the next couple days. Can we hold it or will we let it go? Today, I'm going to change it up on you. I've been doing ginger. We're going to do some ginger beet. All right, we're going to do a little ginger beet extract. Get that beet in you. You know what I mean? I tell you what, I feel like He-Man now, ready to go. But seriously, you know, pushing out those parasites, cleansing the body, ginger, flushing through, getting rid of that inflammation. I cut down on food. I don't know if you've noticed, I was 194. I am 180. Today I've lost 14 pounds, and I didn't have to lose. I was just eating whatever I wanted. I looked at myself. I'm 194 pounds. I'm too close to 200. I got to get back to 175, nice and lean like a jaguar. I've lost 14 pounds, everyone, in the last 2 weeks. So, hey. I wasn't like fat. I was just, my belly wasn't perfectly cut anymore. I was losing my chiseled abs. I was having too many sweets for the holidays, if you know what I'm saying. So I'm back to lean Jaguar style. In like 6 weeks, I'm going to be pushing it. I'm hitting the gym. I'm lifting weights again. And it's because each and every one of you have always believed in me, baby. And no matter how down I get, I never get down, baby. Let's go. I always find a reason to be happy. I always find a reason to make it happen. And you people always find a reason to make me happy, man. I'm telling you right now. So today I'm looking for the 4 hour to close a tweezer bottom. When it does that, I will open a trade. I told that to myself 10 hours ago. Now they faked it out there, but I don't mind. Eventually I will win. That one was beautiful. If you tweezer bottom that trade right there, because this is the epic one. Why? What am I talking about? Well, about 7 months ago, I taught this for years, but one day I think, you know what it was? It was when I was traveling too. But I started looking at it. And then that's what it was. When I went to Dubai and Singapore, I would get on a plane. And one time I knew that there was going to be some, you know, when you go over India, they really control the airspace and they control the internet. And so, and India's a pretty dang big country when you fly over it, right? And no matter how good the service was, we had like India blocked us. So I'm sitting there doing my thing, and next thing you know, everything stops. And I'm like, I'm freaking out. I can't see my trades anymore, right? I can't post a Discord. You get the spinning wheel. You've been rocking on that in your little cubicle on the plane. Next thing you know, you can't do a thing. And you're like, what's going on? What do I do? Right? And I told the stewardess, she goes, oh, over India, we're restricted. The point is, story is, so I was like, so I had to figure out a way to trade where I didn't have to stare at the charts all the time. You know me, I'm on that 1 minute, I'm taking profits, and I said, I'm not going to be able to do this. I said, if I set up a big scalp of the 1 minute and something happens, I said, I'm going to get wrecked. I said, or I may not, it will go right possibly to my take profit where I would have dragged my stop loss. You see how I'm always moving my stop loss manually? I knew I wouldn't be able to do my manual skills. So I was like, what do I do? And my mom was just like, just catch a tweezer bottom and see how it goes. And I'm telling you, that's how I made so much money in Singapore and Dubai. I would just look for a green candle next to a red one, and I would open the trade with a stop below the previous tweezer bottom, a support or resistance. I try to go deep. I try to be okay, and I'd go 2,000 for 6,000, 3,000 for 9,000, heck, 4,000 for 12,000. And I'd fall asleep on the plane, man. And dang, you know, I got off. Luckily, the internet comes back on. Or I got off the plane. I look at it. I'm up $7,000 as I'm getting in the car. I'm like, this is beautiful. And the trip just continued to go that way. It was one of the best trips of my life. As everyone realizes, the day I left and the day I came home was the exact bar of the movement. Literally, at 10 in the morning, as I flew into Miami International, I sold a scalp. And that was the top of the market ever since, which is insane to me on, October 6th, right? Something like that. I just still can't believe that my life perfectly correlated with the uptrend of Bitcoin. It's just absurd. So I like BTC here today. I like the fear and greed bouncing from 44 to 28. It's almost like giving you seconds. It's saying, hey, you didn't get a chance, but here you go. And now I got to jump on in. There's a chance that we're getting a nice scalp here for Bitcoin. So let's just take a look and see what's happening. All right. And I'm about to live trade here. I'm smelling something. I believe the 5 minute is about to get above the 200. I could see, I know things without even having to know them. It's pretty cool, man. You know what I mean? It's a very interesting concept. Like, I already can see, I'm like, well, once we start cooking, I know we're crossing the 1 minute 200. If I miss that, I know I got to start looking at the 5. You see what I mean? Yeah, it's quite interesting. Very interesting concept. So let me move on over here to my Weeks account, my live scalping Weeks account. Shout out to Weeks. God bless the customer service. God bless the team. God bless everyone over there at Weeks. Good people. Thomas, my buddy. You know, people took me aside and were like, you know, Thomas, one of the people there took me aside and he was like, man, I lost my mom and I went through so much pain. And when I saw you, man, he's like, he said his mom was really sick and she was okay though. And he's like, I just went through so much. And it touched me, man. And like, I got close with the team over there, and you know, this isn't just a logo to me. This is a group of people, man, that work every day to create something bigger in the space. The CEO is so passionate. I never met someone more innovative and passionate, man. It's fun to be around the Weeks team. It's fun. They're a fun group of people to be around. They care about what they're doing. You can see vibrance in everybody's eyes. Everyone knows they're privileged and lucky to be working in crypto. Like, they all feel like they got so lucky to, you know what I mean? There's none of that like I'm better than you, and none of that, man. I think they get rid of people like that over there. They don't go with that. And so I like this idea. I like the way it's run, man. And that's important to me. I don't just like hang out with whatever's, you know what I mean? I want to see efficiency. I want to see the way things are running. So, and I travel around the world and I watch the operations of these places and these companies. And I do my own due diligence of how I feel what's going on, and my team does too, and we assess. And we're not a bunch of Lokis, man. We have high standards. So if it passes my rigorous standards, I think it'd be good for you. But it's up to you. You do whatever makes you happy, all right? So now I'm looking for a possible scalp for Bitcoin. There's my 1 minute flag here. You know, there's my 1 minute reversal to the upside. So am I going to scalp? There's a chance. So you're telling me there's a chance. There's a chance. I got my restored ratio. I like the stop to be, you know, below at least that support and resistance. Says I got to go a little higher to get my ratio. I got to get to like 91.5. But that makes sense. If we get a pump, 91.5 would be a pretty, you know, plausible area for a move, right? Again, the data was good today. Let's talk about the data that came in. We have some weird things going on with the markets and the data right now, and I'm going to break it down for you because it's confusing. So Thursday at 8:30, we had unemployment claims. They came in at 208, right? So then you go back, though, to Wednesday, where we had, let's see, 8:30, yeah, we had the job openings, right? And we had less job openings. We had less job openings, but we had less unemployment, right? It just makes no sense. You have less job openings, you think you had higher unemployment. I was expecting a very bearish outcome today, but I also don't know, you know, so I waited and I told everyone to be careful. And that's why I didn't want to trade until the information came out. Because some days you can see, oh, it's going to go, we're speculating this way. Today, I was like, it might get mixed signals. And it's funny, because I've seen this now and it's happened, we did get it. So it's like we speculated correctly on insane speculation. You know what I mean? To halt and not do anything. And so I told my team, like, I wasn't shorting, I wasn't longing. I said, I'm going to wait for the 4 hour to close a tweezer bottom, and I'm not doing nothing. I'm just going to sit on my hands and wait until it comes to fruition. You know what I mean? And that's what we're doing. That's what I'm doing right now. And it's hard to tell your trading group sometimes that you're not going to trade. Because they're like, oh, dang, no action. You know, what is Sam up to? But it's just, that's how it is for me, man. You know what I mean? I don't force it. I let it come to me. I do my thing one step at a time. All right? So, but unemployment claims coming in at 208, 213. You know, previous was 200. They're a little higher, but they're below forecast. Whenever we're below forecast, it's good, right? And we got the preliminary non-farm productivity is even. That's whenever you're exactly at forecast, you got a nothing burger. Unit labor cost 1.9. Forecast at 0, but that's negative. So they're like, wow, it costs 1.9 less. And remember, the reason why this is because we just got all this oil out of nowhere, which kind of, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't know if this data really pulls that in either. And there's speculation in that. So like, we know more now than the market, than the data of the market knows, because time's moving faster than the data. Like, you can see what just happened. Like, if you can't price in the Venezuelan oil here, then, So, shout out to Drain Cleaning Australia. Anyone like to help me unblock a drain? Shout out to my man. That sounds a bit anyone, or like, you know what I mean? Because that means do you swing both ways? You know what I mean? I don't know what you're getting at there, but like, maybe mine was in the gutter, but unemployment rate, average hourly earnings, that's all. And so average hourly earnings, non-farm, and unemployment rate, that will come in tomorrow. And so we expect that to be lower, right? We expect that to come in, because if we drop today in the unemployment claims, then we would expect, right, the unemployment rate to drop. It dropped here in Europe too. So we'll see. You think things could start, things are getting cheaper. Gas is cheaper. Hey, when gas is cheaper, a guy will hire one more other delivery guy for his routes. It might just open up that extra bit of extra overhead, and he could just, I'm saving that much on gas now. I can add another route. I could just enough liquidity, buy one or put the down payment. He might save enough for gas this week or the next month to put a down payment on another truck and get another driver on a delivery route. Think about it. So right now, boom, unemployment might get affected. I'm logically making sense here, because boom, now you got unemployment making a move. So it tells me that we could speculate this on being 4.4, 4.3. We might have a really bullish day tomorrow. We've been dumping for days too, and to dump into this would make sense. This is such a perfect setup. They'll dump it all week, reverse it on low unemployment. Trump wins again. You know what I mean? It just all comes in, and it's like, Anyway, Vetty Goat, TSA downgraded. Shauna BYD took number one, hence the drop. But also looking at it, let's look at BYD in Tesla. Someone said I can lay pipe. We got Pipe Layers Union over here. We got the Pipe Fitters Union. Shout out to the iron workers out there. My dad was an iron worker. Local 7, baby. Local 40, New York. Local 7, Boston. Shout out to all my electricians, 110, EBW, right? Shout out to everyone out there, man. Shout out to the Motions Pictures Editors Guild. Shout out to everyone that's in the unions. I was in YATSE, the International Association of Stage Hands Theatrical Workers, all right, and Entertainers. YATSE, all right, IASTE. I was in the YATSE. I was in the MPEG, Motions Pictures Editors Guild. I was in the union. I still am technically vested in the union, right? Shout out to all my union workers. Shout out to all my peoples. I came from an iron worker and a bricklayer. My grandfather was a bricklayer. My dad was an iron worker. You're coming from the American, third generation American, man. Built from the way up. Sammy P, baby. Sammy Price, I love you. God bless everybody here. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show. Let's get it on. So, we're looking at the data. This has been fun. All right. Bitcoin has now pumped to 90,005 from a dip down to 89,200. They had the shorts running scared, and you can see there it is. I mean, we look for it. The bull div on the 1 minute. The shoulder, the head, the right shoulder, the slanted inverted, the cup and handy. Bang. The Sammy cup and handy to the upside. That's how we used to trade before I got obsessed with the 200. If you remember me, it was like, Sammy used to cut. I used to chase these and try to grab the divergences. A lot harder to trade there, but we used to catch the bottom of the day, right? Like the bottom of the day. Still could be the bottom of the day right there. I've seen that that looks like I've seen the 1 minute do this, and that has been the bottom of the day. Not saying it is, just telling you in my recollective subconscious mind that we have seen that before. No guarantees, but hey, over here. Let's get the lemon in the water. Back to the ritual, baby. Back to the Crypto Lifer mugs in the glass. We ain't playing around. Let's decalcify the pineal. Why are we doing this? We're decalcifying the pineal gland from years and years of all that fluoride water you've been drinking. Make sure you have this in a, aroma, a Berkey, something that's clarifying that water. I want your pineal gland on another level, baby. I got here because my pineal gland is on another level. I'm able to change reality through time and space. I can crunch desires towards me. I can speed up time and space with my mind. I know you think I'm insane, but it's true. I accelerated my life in a very swift manner. You can too. I want to teach you. It doesn't mean it happens all overnight. There was years of preparation. But there is a time, like you build a car, and then there's a time where you go on the racetrack and you hit the gas, right? And you're going faster than you ever thought possible, but it took years of preparation. I'm going to prepare you if you want to run with the wolves, man, if you want to ride with the lions, if you want to be top dog, top G, hang with the lifer every single day, baby, I'm telling you. It all starts with the mind. Once our minds are reset and believe that we can do anything with them, then we can. They become like they become like the greatest tools we've ever had. 1 minute still looks interesting. This could be a scalp here for Bitcoin. It could also be treachery. It's Thursday, low volume. Not my favorite day to scalp, but man, looks like they got the shorts running a bit here. Stop loss at 90,028. Take profit for me would be 91,598 for BTC. And interesting, I have lost some odds there already, 2-1 right now. Need to hit the bottom of the pattern. And then I still don't get the protection of the 200, but it looks bullish. I might miss out. Can't chase though, so what I do now is I have to patiently wait for my 5-minute signal. I missed perfect execution. There's like an exact time to get in for me to look perfect. And then there's, we'll see though. Like, let me not jump the gun so fast. Maybe I'll get lucky and get some more sideways price action. Maybe I'll get something like this. It is a Thursday. Let's cook. Maybe if I can cook for like 10, 20 minutes. But if this just runs, I'm not going to chase it. I'm going to just have to get the signal on the 5. That could take an hour before I get my signal though. It takes time. Patience. More patience equals more money. The richer people have more patience than the people that are chasing. They just do. They know they're going to make $1 million for sure over time. The rich guy the other guy feels like he has to make $1 million right now and has to be now. That usually creates heavy losses when people feel urgency, right? And honestly, that's why making millions the slow grind way is really the best, because once you get there, it wasn't like it was this vast, it was a slow, calculated move over time. Like if you, say someone found Bitcoin at $100, $300, and they started buying it. And they bought just little bits. First, they bought $50 when it was $300. That's 1/6. And then they did that 6 times. Next thing you know, they had a BTC. Then it was 500 to 1,000. They kept buying $50, $100. And then as they made more money, they bought a little more. $50. Then the $50 turned into 500. So they were making 60 grand a year, and then they start making 100 grand a year. Okay, and now instead of buying $500, they're buying $1,000, $2,000 worth of Bitcoin, right? Now it's 10,000. They're buying $2 grand. They're still getting a fifth here and there. And then just after 10 years of doing that, imagine how much Bitcoin you'd have. And then next thing you know, it's 100K. Then you look back and you're like, dang, I got 5 million, 10 million, 20 million, whatever it is, 2 million, for whatever it could be, anything over a few $1 million. Now you got a few $1 million sitting there. So if anyone did what I did throughout the past and just kind of slowly bought BTC with this overall outlook of not getting rich quick, but just believing that God has me over time. If I keep pushing, good things will happen, and just believing in myself and pushing and just want, and just desiring more for my life and surrounding myself with positive people, recognizing positive situations because you're positive, and surrounding yourself with positive people because they're positive. So look, we're looking again for the 1 hour to stay above the 200 for price action to channel. You can see we just hit the 5-minute 200 moving average. Yeah, that's usually a rejection point. A little overbought of the Stokes. So let's see. It looks like we'll get some time to chill here. And I may get my entry. The aggressive entry would be now. It would create a 5-1 on that. That's it gets better and better as you do that. Same trade. As you can see, the numbers haven't changed here, but now it's $300 for $2,000. 155 or 863. These are the trades that are that work for me, right? Because I can make almost $1,000 a day and only have to risk $160. You can trade that 10 times, lose it 6 times and win it 4 times. You're still going to be in massive profits, right? See, now it's a 4-1. See, now it's do you pull the trigger or not? It's Thursday. I don't like trading Thursdays, but between 10 and 2, there tends to be some good liquidity. if we get it. The market seemed to have been slowed down. I don't know. It seems like it just got paused, and then the data is bullish. Bitcoin should pump on this data. Market should feel comfortable that the economy's in a good spot. The issue I'm getting is, this is the next thing I want to bring up. And there's your nice little pump again. So that was a good entry there, Rick. It was the 21 too. The 21 was touching. I'm hesitant. Small time frames have been, I haven't had as much, my win rate on the small time frames has been like 50-50. So they've been like, I've been wary of them. They haven't been as amazing in the past couple weeks. I've had way better success on the bigger time frames, right? That's why I haven't been able to show a massive gain since Monday, right? When I took that like $5,000 and then I took the other 17. I mean, it was great. So it's still $7,000 since Monday, but we're just sitting here waiting. No realized gains or losses really since then. A couple chopped up scalps. I think I lost about $500 scalping. So I gave back 500 of $7,000, which is fine. I'm okay with that. But that's when I knew. I was like, all right, man. Last night I was like, all right, I'm done. I'm not trading this. Going to bed. They're going to chew me up. And they did. They floated it below the 200, brought it around. It was weird with it, you know. So let's do our top 10 analysis now for Bitcoin. I just wanted to sit on the smaller time frames. Sometimes I start on the top down. Some days I have to start right now because price action just shows something. Like we just got a nice pump. And again, my signal. You buy when a candle crosses the 200 moving average on the 1 minute, you'd be in the green right now. So like if you just do one thing. So see how I'm like, see how my chart has all this stuff. It's got VRVP, support, you know. And then I just tell you that I just trade the tweezer bottom. And you're like, how? But like you have all these other indicators. Why? What is that? You know? Excuse me. One. It's about the idea is it's about just keeping things really simple. Simple the better. You know, the simpler the better. So like what I like too is, but to me it's always the same type of trade. As you can see, I'm still using the 200 moving average right there. It's not, I had to go all the way to the wick to get a 273. Not my favorite trade. Like the move, we don't have a lot of room. You know, kind of, I guess I could try to hit that wick right there and just maybe scalp it up. I could scalp it up to a 3 and keep, but have to be right at the 200 moving average. Again, using the idea that the 200 will hold us down. Once we pumped and the 4 hour was that far from the 21, I told my students it didn't look amazing. We had this probability call based on my system. My system is based off the moving averages. I use the 21 and the 200, okay? Over and over again. So look, here's a post I put out to the group at 7:53. I believe it was Monday night or Tuesday night. It's there when I see it, but whatever day. It was Monday. Yeah, today is Thursday. I can see it in the chart. Let me go back to the chart. On the daily. On the daily. Why is that? What did I do there? Yeah. Yeah, so when we were, so it must have been, so it must have been Wednesday night at like 7:50 at night. Yeah. No, because that was last night. So it was Tuesday night at like 7:50 at night. But anyway, point of the story is, when you saw this red candle, you could tell that the 21, that, you know, to me, the daily looks like it has to return to the 21 and pull back. A short on the daily is looking more probable. Stop loss above the tweezer tops. We created it at 7 p.m. Like, it just, every time I see the distance and then you get tweezer tops. So basically, like, I trade so many systems, but at the end of the day, if you really boil it down, I'm trading candle bodies and moving averages. Their distance and movement tells you what's happening. And it's like, there's a 95% chance we were going to that 21. Why is that? I don't see the people ask me why I know this and how that I don't know. I don't know why that's, I have a solution. I have a reasoning for it. Like, I have my own hypothesis. I'm not telling you I believe it's because this is how people traded in the 50s, 60s, 70s. They created these moving averages, and the predominant smarter people of the market were using them because other people didn't want to calculate it. Then they became indicators, which became more widely understood and known. Then they got bled into the programs we use. And now the smarter people that use it all the time understand them, just like the older people that used to program them. Because before, you used to have to calculate this moving average on your own. You'd take 21 days, add it up, divide it by 21, and you'd be able to, you'd be able to plot this line by yourself. And you'd start it every day, and eventually you'd get it. And then you'd know that when price got away from it and below. Think about it. When you were doing this in the 80s, this was working back then. This has never stopped. And the crazy thing is this has never not worked. This strategy and system has always worked, and for me, it will always work. I've never seen it not work. It always works on everything. It works on Forex, stocks, Tesla, gold, you name it. If you want a swing trade, if you want a big boy trade, get in on the monthly or the weekly. And when the monthly or the weekly is really far from a 21-day moving average, like your product or the asset that you're in is either going to start scaling sideways or take a massive retrace. So you take a couple year trade on the monthly or the weekly when you're close to the 21 and you sell away. Okay, so there's how you use it on the big time range. That's how you make big money with it. Then you want to make small money with it. Get on the 1 hour, like the 1 minute, like I am today. And you can see that today when price moved, it moved when it clearly hit the 21-day move, even right here. It hit the 21 and that was the move. Once it got away from the 21 here and started to gap, it started to kind of slow down. You see, look at this. This is actually starting to make what could be a really nice flag now. I love this. I look for this. I like chunky consolidation. Fast flags are but a nice long flag tells you, it starts telling you more of a story. It says, wow, there's buyers here and they're present. Also, the news was wiring the news is brainwashing people as much as they can. And some real bullish publication came out with some quantum theory that Bitcoin's in wave 3 of Elliott, and there's like 90% chance that it's headed back up to 94K and into 100,000. And it's like, and I think honestly, even for me, I should never have read it because it was like, you get so influenced by this stuff. I don't care if you say you don't, because I have my own system, do all my own stuff, and I start reading this and I'm like, ooh, I'm opening up a 100x long now. You know what I mean? It's like so enticing because they take a bunch of information that you just don't know enough about, but that you feel like you could know. And then you want to feel like you're the smart one when you don't know a dang thing that you're reading. And you convince yourself that it's hot sauce. It's, you know what I mean? It works. It's like they're using your own psychology against you. Your lack of ignorance makes you tell yourself you're a know-it-all. And then you are a know-it-all because you don't want to say you don't get it. So then you listen to the article. It's crazy, man. It's reverse psychology. They know exactly what's happening when they put that stuff out. So just be careful. Even I, it got to me. I didn't open up long because of it. I have my own stuff. Thank God my stuff is so strong. It'll push out that other stuff. And my 2 hours a day, brainwash me, right? Brainwash me. You got to brainwash yourself every single day here on the channel to just stay upbeat, to stay positive, to believe that you're the one. Everyone here is the one. What do I mean by that? Like, you're the one. You're the person in your family that's going to deliver wealth. You're the one. You're the one that's going to see things from a new perspective. You're the one that's going to bring home mama, her dream car one day, or buy her that house that she's always believed in, that she's always wanted. You're the one that's going to change the destiny of your entire family, your surname. They're going to remember you. Everybody on this channel, you're going to be remembered for the one that changed your bloodline. It's going to be you. Because you didn't wait for anybody else. You took it upon yourself to go at it. You took it upon yourself to make it happen. You know the stakes are high. You know you don't want to go back to that same job every single day. You know you're done playing the 9-to-5 game. You know you have higher life purpose than to just sit there and work for someone else for the rest of your life. You are ready to change the world in a major way, and that's why you're here. I believe God, yourself, your own feelings, your vibes has brought you to this channel for a reason. I don't I only want to be around positive and amazing people. How many people woke up feeling positive and amazing today? How many people woke up not feeling positive and amazing, but they eventually worked out and felt better about it? I woke up, I felt a little weird. The market looked down. I was like, man, another dump day. And I worked out. I listened to Jim Rohn, and he told me, man, weeds are going to grow in your mind. You got to learn how to pull them out. Because I have such a good mentality and a good work ethic, and then some days I still have negative thoughts, and I get in my head. And then I get a little more depressed because I thought because I worked out so much, because I thank God, because I stay in gratitude, that I should never have a negative thought. And I get frustrated a little bit. It kind of leads to me and today I listened to Jim Rohn, thank God, and he said, you're going to have negative thoughts, Sam. They're going to come no matter what you do, no matter how good you've tended that garden. Weeds will sprout. That's what weeds do. He said they come out the soil. You can't control that, but you could pull out the weeds. So pull out those weeds, Bitcoin touching the 21 above the 200. I'm telling you, short squeezes come from this a lot. I'm being super low risk and calculated, but it looks like I'm going to miss just this little entry here, but that's okay. I'm really going to wait on the 5. I'm going to practice patience this week more than ever. What was today? Is today going to be Thursday? Or today was going to be Truthful Thursday, right? What was I saying yesterday or the other day? Yeah, so I tell people all the time, you got to make the choice to feel good. Some days it just won't come to you. Yes, some days I wake up, I look at my trade, I'm up $3,000 when I'm in bed, right? And I'm like, wow, what a day. Everything's going my way, man. Everything's going perfect, you know? And like, I mean, and then I get to tell everyone in the group, hey, the chart that I gave you last night's ripping. Then I look, 3 of the altcoins of the 4 that I put out are on fire, and I'm like, these all hit. And of course, I'm on euphoria. I've helped the group out. I'm pumping. My life's up. Then I start the channel and Bitcoin starts, and it's just like, woo. Those, and again, some of those days have such highs that then you get used to those highs too. And then when it's kind of flat, it can feel flat for me, right? So I have to remember that my life is full of ups and downs, and the ups are huge, right? Thousands of people. We've had 5,000 people on this show before. 5,000 people watching at one time on this channel. It's been insane. At one point, we regularly had 2,500 people here every day because everyone wanted to get the knowledge. We had super chat. We would get 50 to 100 super chats. It was insane. I would be doing super chats until my hand hurt. And that will come back. I know it will. And when my channel is actually a really good indication of when the market's at its peak, when I start getting so much super chats that I like people, they're like boom, 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 boom. You'll see it. You'll be like, man, this man is an animal. And like, they'll just start piling up, and there'll be one after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other. It'll be insane. That's when you know that we're getting into like a high peak of the market. This will come. So I'll be getting super chats like crazy. The Fear and Greed will be getting 86 to 90. We'll be away from like a weekly, a 3-day, 21-day moving average. You'll know, man. It's crazy. You will know. So the daily came back to the 21, which to me was just what we said had to happen. So again, the predictive marketing of the predictive market sense of the 21-day moving average just strikes again. And let me just play it for you so you can learn this. This is every time frame. This is every asset in the world. You'd be like, but how, Sam? I tell you, don't worry about that. Everyone wants to know the why. Do you have to know why? I mean, to know why it's raining is important, but you have to know why it's raining to learn how to stay dry? No. You can use an umbrella regardless if you know why it rains, right? You can make money. You don't have to know why price comes to the 21. You just have to know that it does. It does it the same way. Watch, I'm going to flip this upside down. It does it exactly the same way here. Look at this. It dumps, right? Really far from the 21-day moving average. It's going to pump half. It's going to come back. How do I know this? Because I studied it for so long that now I know it's a fact. Look at that. Right to the 21. It's the same. So that right there, that move right there is the same move that I just talked about today. Or, the last few days right here. When we came back to the 21. All right. Right here. See, I hope I just blew your mind and you were just like, wait, I don't even know what he just did. And again, look at it every single time. We're going to pump up drastically back to the 21. Pump up back to the 21. Pump up back to the 21. Pump up back to the 21. Pump down back to the 21. Pump down back to the 21. Pump up back to the 21. Back to the 21. It'll drain your brain. Now, when you can pump hard is when the 21's running vertical with it. Like, you'll start pumping and you'll see the 21 kind of coasting. That's when you know you can get it. You see, that's why this one ran. But then we started going up and the 21 started going flat and they started opening up. It's like a divergence, really. Like, price starts expanding too far away from the moving average. And price likes to be near the moving average more, So and this comes with short squeezes, with using Bookmap. We will teach you so much in the Discord. If you want to jump on in today, go to cryptolifer.com to blow your mind. It's amazing. It's the least expensive premium Discord in the game as far as I'm concerned. People pay a high standard to be there. So it's you get a very high quality individual that you're with, shoulder to shoulder in the group. I think you'll really like it. Jump on it today if you want extended learning or just want to be around like-minded people and feel what it's like to be motivated with me every single day. See everything that I talk about on Bitcoin. Sometimes it's a trade alert. Sometimes it's an idea. Sometimes it's just some sauce I'm breaking down. But whatever's going on in my mind to help you understand the market the best I can, I'm going to give you every single day, right? So let's talk about the market. Let's see the bigger picture, the smaller picture. Let's break it down. If today this ends up just kind of dumping below the 200 moving average on the 1 minute, that will be a bearish sign. So that's the one thing we want to look out on the smaller time frames that could lead to something bigger. Let's move forward here. So we can clearly see that the RSI is kind of curving. The stochastics have entered in here. Last time the stochastics entered down below the dotted line, it was the beginning of a massive bear market here. Again, it lasted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months. And then we were on our way back to recovery. So, like, I could take an 8-month bear market from here. I mean, that would be nothing. Down to like 64, 56K. Like, this is so let's go look at the worst case scenario. Because, like, we can all handle it with kid gloves, man. So, like, to me, this is like the worst case scenario for Bitcoin. Like, we go down to 54K, man. We get a bunch of cheap BTC. The whole world cries. Everyone whines. And, like, we just get way more BTC near the 618. Like, we all call it a day. And again, this might happen. We might get this first. We might get this rally first and then the dump down. I'm open-minded for that. That makes sense. Because then you get the hidden bullish divergence. But we just might hit a resistance, or we might even make another high and then dump down. You know what I'm saying? But so to me, this is just the worst case scenario for BTC. And fine, drag it down a little bit more. Give us, fine. I'll take us down to 51, 48. Heck. Let's get real nasty on a wick down to the 786. Let's go to 38, 40K. Let's go. Like, let's take it. 38,000 to me is the lowest place Bitcoin could go. And I'm okay with it. Like, it would suck. Don't get me wrong. Like, it wouldn't be fun, but man, I would short the heck out of it. We would find ways to make gains on the way. There would be huge pumps when they squeeze the shorts. I would find my model. We'd make $1,000 here, 5,000. I'd still clean all my money out because I can long downtrends. I've showed you how to do it now. One of the nastiest days of the year. Remember one of the nastiest dumps like a few months back, or a couple weeks back in December or whatever. We were dumping all day. And then at 8 o'clock p.m., we crossed the 1 minute and I made like $700 in like 30 minutes. And I showed my group. I was like, look, I pumped out, almost $1,000 long on the nastiest when we dumped all day. So I taught myself, like, I don't have to short every time. I could just really trade the model. It could show up even on a down day. So my point is, this is like, I'm not saying this is happening for sure, everyone. I just want to I want to be ironclad. I want my community to be bulletproof. I want us to see what is the worst case scenario for us that we are facing. And to me, and all coins will get demolished. You're going to see like a $30, maybe a $60, $40 Solana, right? Things are going to get demolished. But that doesn't mean they're not going to come back with a vengeance. Then you're going to have this kind of falling wedge thing and we had this here. All right, it would look very similar. And I'm not telling you this is a guarantor. But like, something like, and then they're at 155,000 by, 2031. And people say, whoa, right? But I just want people to understand, like, this would be a really bullish setup. If Bitcoin hit 155,000 by 2031, that would actually be, this would be something I've seen in my lifetime that wouldn't be weird. Like, you had a huge run up, you retraced. You had a huge run up, you retrace. You have a huge run up, So I'm not trying to scare people or tell them that, like, 2026 and 2027 are going to be a bear market. Because that looks like that basically tells you you're in for like a 3-year bear market until the halving. And look, right there, the halving is at, I just did this, and the halving is right there in April of 2028. Isn't that weird? There's your halving right there. So this is the worst case scenario for all of us, in my humble opinion. This is the absolute worst case scenario. This is what we should all at least have a piece. You should take a picture of this. You should screenshot this. You should put it in a journal and say worst case scenario for Bitcoin. Okay, and you should be like, and if you're not okay with this, if you couldn't handle this at all, like if you don't have a plan for this, then maybe it's time to, you know what I mean? Like, okay. So I just got to point this out. This is a possibility here for us. And I think it's something that we should kind of all keep in the back of our minds. Doesn't mean it's guaranteed. I'm going to be the most open-minded guy ever. If we get back above the daily 200 moving average, this becomes a distant thought until we get back below it again. You see, and then we can put this away. That day, if we ever reclaim the daily 200 moving average, we're back. To me, that's the beginning of a bull market. So like right now we are on a temporary bear market. Why do I say we're in a bearish market? Because I use the moving averages. And I'm going to take this tool. This tool is a beautiful tool. You hit shift and go sideways, and it's going to show you the exact length of time. 67 days you've been below the daily 200 moving average. Last time that was a slight correction. And there was other signs too that was more bullish there. We had actually same thing here. We spent some time. It was funny. There we did spend we almost spent around the same time below the daily. So we're getting towards, and this one was 59. So wow, both corrections were around a similar time, 50 to 60 days. This one's already been 70 days though. In my mind, just a prolonged period of 2 months below the daily 200 moving average defines what a bear market is to me, right? And again, is this not a bear flag? Right? And my signal, right, tells me to long when I'm above the 200 touching the 21. And I'm starting to consolidate. So I'm not saying we're guaranteed to dump, but we got to be ready. And that would take us to about $66,000 BTC. We're below a point of control right there, as you can clearly see on the daily. And there's so yeah. Anyway, let me finish my top-down analysis perfectly. I've got this OCD thing about it. So here's the deal. What are the big deals? Well, these two candles could hold us at 87. That's great. We have support. We still have yet to close a monthly candle below the previous low at 88,090. This opened at 82.55, right? Yeah, sorry, 82,550. As long as we stay above this line on the monthly, we're making a higher low. The second the monthly candle closes below 82,550, that's going to be a very bearish sign, okay? So right now we're holding above a key level. I'm not saying it's amazing. I'm just stating the obvious. Secondary note, tweezer bottom on the 2-week chart. Strong. 86.8, 86.7. As long as we stay, until the 2-week candle closes below 86.8, I remain, I'm in the middle right now. I can't tell you what's going to happen. I have no idea what Bitcoin's going to do. I have to be honest to you guys. I don't know. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. I'm leaning a little towards we're reversing back to 100,000. I'm like 58% to 42%. But but in like 2 days, I could see two things that change me and I can go back to like 70-30 bearish. So I see all the probabilities, and there's so many working parts that are pressing on both sides. And I have to take them both into account. And it's a very, the hidden bullish is strong. Like this swing up on the 2-week, this swing down, the oversold stochastic, and the fact that we're just continuously, we're making higher lows on the 2-week chart. But that's a bear flag. I mean, I've seen this before. It's not amazing. Like we did it here, right? It's a bear flag that wants to take you down. So I just, I take things for what they are. I collect as much data as I can. Then I see if there's a way for me to, swiggle my way in there and find a trade. That's what I'm doing every day. I'm not claiming to be the best, and I'm not claiming to know everything. I'm just doing the best I can every single day to figure out what the markets are telling me, using years of other data, and then I can teach you stuff. Like I can teach you how the 21 works. I can teach you how support and resistance actually factors in. I can teach you hidden bullish. I can teach you divergences. I can teach you how to use this indicator called, if you type in RSI here, it's called Stochastics RSI with divergences. And it's by neobutane. You add that right there, and it shows you the divergences. Like it called out this dump there with the R's. So right now, to me, the weekly is in a bear flag. That to me is defined as a bear flag. You have, it's a bearish rectangle. You have two flat sides on either way. The 21's curving down, and that has a $58,000 target. Again, that takes time. Last time this bear flag broke down, and this looks very similar. This bear, like we dump, we have the hump, and then you make the bear flag. We dumped, had this little, and then we have this bear flag here. These look very similar. The 21's curving down to us. We still have yet to touch it yet. So, I mean, let's just be honest with ourselves. Like, I'm not trying to be the most bearish guy in the world. I just want to show you guys. The greatest thing about this is if some of my secret signals play out, because people don't trade the way I trade. So if the 1 hour gets back above that 200, which looks like it's trying to do it right now, if the 4 hour holds this 200 moving average, and if in 2 minutes, I'm going to get that tweezer close right now, which means I can open up my 4 hour trade, right? Also, it looks like the signal on the 1 minute may still be good. Look at that. I mean, it's actually looking like it's going to win. Oh, man, like that was a good entry right there. It looks really nice to me now. And that 4 hours about to close. So now you're getting two things that I'm looking at. Getting my signal on the 1 minute. I'm getting my 4 hour. So here's the deal. I'm going to do this right as it happens. I'm going right back up there, right? Damn, I still only get 2 to 1 on that. That's for sure. I thought I was going to get better. You think this close should be bullish, and I can see the smaller time frames going for it. I get to 95, 385. I'm probably not going to get there. I'll probably not sell that there, but 89,069. That's like 800 for 24. And look, we got the close, right? It's gonna close. It's gonna close. Well, I can't see the number. Why can't I see the number? This is amazing, right? Yeah, because I'm an hour behind the candles. Yeah, and that's 12. Yeah, or 5 hours or whatever. But yeah, I'm off on the hour. My 7 is their 8, Yeah, countdown to bar close is right there. But I can't see the countdown to the bar close. It's weird. So there it is. It did its thing. I'm going to close. I told myself this is what I was going to do. So I have to stick to my schedule, man. And I'm going to open the long. I told myself I would open up a tweezer long if the 4 hour did this. And what I do is I just snipe off the partial and slide this right down to match my where I had it on here, right? Yeah. What are you doing to me? And then, but the only thing is then I got these partials in there, so I got to just get rid of them. Oh, there we go. We're good now. Basically the liquidation, though, right? That's why I'm using 600 in margin, though. See? Like a nifty galifty over there. So there we go. Live trading with Sam Price. I said I would do this if the 4 hour closed above the 200 in the tweezer bottom. And I did exactly what I said I was going to do. Let's see what happens. And then we can actually go back. What I like about weeks is I can make 2 separate trades. I'm on what's called, and look, there's this flag, and there's my signal, dude. You got the flag above the 200 on the 21, and you got a little bit of action there. You're supposed to get this action. That's what's supposed to happen. So let's, again, now what I do is I switch to the 5, and I set up again for the 5. And if the 5 minute's going to play out on the scalp, I'm going to take it. We're not done with the top-down analysis. I got to go back there, but that's what I do. I kind of bounce in between a live trade and me giving you kind of what I'm seeing in the market. It's cool. It is a really interesting way to do the format. Actually, I really like it because like you're still waiting to finish what we're going on, but now you're checking out how. And this is what I do for I'm always doing things. Look, I told you I'm the king of 3%, right? Hey, Sammy, the king of 3% over here. No one makes 3% faster than me. I tell you what. So now we can lock out the same idea on the 1 minute, but on the 5. See, I'm teaching you so much right now. This is how you know. And I watched thousands of traders in my life on YouTube, but I never was able to see what the heck. They never were able to show me how they enter trades, because I think the way they enter trades was always like, I don't know if it was ever as calculated as the way I do it. But who knows? There's people way better than me. I'm not even close to the best. I'm just one of the guys. You know what I mean? And I'm still a beginner as far as I'm concerned. Like, you guys are all watching me learn. I've only been trading since I was 22. I mean, it's only 20 years. There's so many old men that have years and years on me. They're like 40 years in the market, 30, 50, 60 years. You know, they started when they were 25. They're now 75. They got 50. So, like, I'm still a young, a young lamb, a young calf out here, man, a young fawn. Like, I don't know it all. I'm still putting together this information every single day. I think I know a great deal compared to the average person that doesn't trade and isn't into trading, for sure. And I could probably trade circles around a lot of people, but it doesn't make me perfect, and I still lose trades, and it's, I may lose this trade. Who knows? You never know what's going to happen. And Thursdays are volatile. Not my favorite day to trade. I just said I'm sticking to what I said I was going to do. I said I was going to do this. I'm doing what I said I was going to do. Let's see if it plays out. I'll stick to my habit of being me. It is technically a higher low. Anyway, so let's get back into what we're talking about here. So remember what I talked about on the 5-day for a long time. I said, listen, we've got to assume the 5 days making a bear flag until it's not. Until we get back above, I said, we got to break above 94,000. We must assume that the 5-day is in a bear flag. And remember this? And I said this like here. I've been saying it every single day. I don't flip. Like, I don't say one thing and then change my analysis, right? Who here knows that I've been talking about this 5-day bear flag for a long time? I want to make sure that everyone's on the same page with me and then we're locked in. All right? So I've seen this a bunch of times. And we've looked at it. So, and we have to assume, yeah, we're going down to 57,000. Does that mean I'm going to open up a short here? No. I'm not really big on short. As I told you, it could dump and I could still make $1,000 on that same day using my strategy at 8 p.m. when they reverse it just a little bit on the 1 minute of the 5. I don't, I have so many different skills. I don't have to do what everyone else does anymore, which is interesting. I just got to hone in and just keep watching the market closely, and my mind will figure out what to do. I give myself the information and the time, and I know that I'll react my subconscious mind will react correctly. I just got to give myself the time and space to do it. That's all. And it'll all come into play. How do I know this? Because I've survived this long doing it, and I don't question it. It's another beauty, man, the law of detachment. To be good at something, you have to detach that you're not bad at it either. Like, you have to just assume that you're in the motion. I'm in the flow state. This channel's in the flow state. You're in the flow state. I'm in the flow state. Together, we stay in the flow state. That's all. So, get the bounce, tightness, and this could still be treachery here. So, yeah, I mean, that looks like a bear flag to me. It's attempting that, and it had this Adam and Eve. It looked good. Man, we had to break out, man. We got rejected again by 94,000. And now it's like you got to break above this and retest. That is the big trade right there. That's what, you know what I mean? And we get back above that 3-day 200 moving average. Look at the 3-day 200. We are right on it again. This is crazy. This is crazy talk. If the 21 crosses too, that's a bearish sign. So I got to assume that these are just fake outs, and we're going lower down to 59, 62, somewhere between 57 and $62,000. So I'm not saying it's guaranteed. I just got to put it out there and show you that it's right now, until we get above 94,000, that's the talk of the talk. Like, the bulls got to show us something, man. They got to push up. We got to push back above some key levels. So the 21 made a tweezer top, which we know is bearish, and bounced back to the 21. Pretty simple if we just stuck on that daily time frame. Smaller time frames were a bit, 4-hour tweezer bottom suggests we will break back up to the top of the channel. 68% of the time, a falling wedge will break back up. I took the long. It's very simple. Stop loss below the 200. I used the 200 because we bounce off of it. There's really not much else to talk about there. I used a bullish engulfing candle. You could put this one and that one. I opened the trade when the candle closed. I put my stop loss below the 200 moving average and the wicks, and the stochastics was oversold. MACD looks like it's turning back to the upside, and so I have a pattern that has a 68% chance of a breakout. I've backtested and studied the candle bodies. I've backtested and studied the 200 moving average. I've backtested and studied the stochastics RSI, and MACD. I'm using a bunch of data, and I still could lose the trade. Doesn't mean I'm going to win. Mark Douglas, Trading in the Zone. Get with him. He'll teach you about your negative thoughts and how they're projecting negativity into your trades. It's not fair to be negative to yourself because every trade is different. Say I lose 5 trades straight. Today I wake up, I'm probably discouraged. I probably think this trade's going to lose. But this trade has nothing to do with the last 5 trades. It's completely separate. He gives you this example about a 3-year-old kid that goes to his father's brother's house, and they have kind of a mean old dog. No one sees. He touches the dog. The dog gives him a little bite on the finger. He gets a Band-Aid. He cries. He gets scared. He then goes to his grandma's house, and she has a sweet little Maltese that never bit a soul. Sweetest dog in the world. He won't go near that dog because he believes that dog will bite him like the other one. This is the mentality of a trader that keeps losing trades and believes that the next trade will make them lose. But it's simply not true. It's just what happens when we get conditioned in our minds. And he says, so we need to break through this conditioning, and we need to continue to trade. That's why you must have a demo trade account. That's why you must trade through it. If you can't trade through this time, then you'll never be a successful trader. He talks about P&Ls is a psychology. It's a psychology of the P&L. Profit and loss. Some people say, oh, I'm 100%. I've never lost a trade. Eventually that will stop. There's going to be a day where you get, even if you mitigate your butt off, maybe you never lose a trade, but that means you mitigate yourself out of them. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort. You've got to think about how much you're in. You got to keep putting it into the time. You got to babysit it. It is mentally draining and takes a lot of your effort. So yes, you achieve that 100% win rate, but it's like shoveling ice. It's like shoveling heavy, wet snow every single time outside. You know what I mean? It's tight. It's not easy, right? And you got to start thinking of how much mental capital do you have per year to do that. Now, some people love it, and you could probably do it maybe for 3, 4, 5, 6 years. But I think by your 7th, 8th year of doing that, you also start to get chewed down mentally. It's going to be tough. Buying trees or bottoms and sipping pina coladas on the beach, non-virgin, by the way, might be the way, right? I'm looking for longer term ways to trade that take less of my time, because I want to. As I get older, I got to get more of the less of the time that I have back, right? Amen. Remember, we talked about it today. We talked about how let's look at the year. The year starts, and it's 360 days a year as I overlap, right? And we have 10-day periods. We have 36 of them. What you do in this 10 days is likely going to replicate 3 times over into 30 days, okay? What you do for the next 10 days, you're going to do for the next 10-day periods. If you have a couple beers a week, or you go out drinking 3 to 4 nights a week in this 10 days, you're likely going to go out drinking 3 to 4 nights a week the next 10 days and the next 10 days, which means you're going to, in the month, you're going to be out drinking maybe 9 to 12 nights a week, okay? That's 9 to 12 nights that I'm analyzing the market, playing with my children, maybe making sweet love to my wife, but I'm just saying, like, I'm not out in the bar injecting poison into my body. I quit alcohol. And I'm not trying to put anyone down that goes out to the bar and has a few beer. I get it. I'm just telling you, like, kind of the perspective that this is Jim Rohn talking. Like, these are my mentors. They told me that alcohol had no place in my life, and if I couldn't get rid of it, I didn't want to be the best. That's what they told me. Now, that pissed me off when they first told it to me. I said, I want a couple beers. I grew up Irish. You don't tell me. And they said, fine. But I'm just telling you that the top 1% of earners, most of them don't drink alcohol. Like the real spot-on business owners that really rock and roll and change the world. If they do, it's very rare, right? It's like at a very lightweight. Anyway, who cares? I get into that, but so yeah, we're kind of set with Bitcoin. We want to see that it can bounce off this trend line back to the top of it may make a right shoulder and collapse. Once it loses this trend line, I mean, that bear flag's going to start to drop, and that's going to be a big deal. That's going to hit a lot of collateralized liquidations and just. I think it could be a pretty quicker ride right there. We're at 74,000. We'll hit these. We'll hit 81. We'll hit 74. And then the next big level down to that 62,000. I mean, it's just hanging right there, 74. Yeah, so I think that moved accidentally. Yeah, I mean, those are really your next big levels to look at. Not saying it's going to happen, but dang, man. So, like, today's kind of a big day. Like, a low volume Thursday with data coming in tomorrow has to save us. It's like, wow. That's kind of where we stand, right? It's very interesting. I learn a lot every single time I hit this channel. I learn a lot every single time I'm with each and every one of you here, because the market is unforgiving, but our minds are always open, man. And we can take so much information from every experience in trading and turn it into a win. The key is to say, every time I'm alive, every time I'm here, this experience can be used for a win. Repeat after me. Every time I'm alive, every time I'm present, this experience can be used for a win. Every time I'm alive, anytime I'm present, this experience can be used for a win. Anytime I'm alive, anytime I'm present, this experience can be used for a win. Anytime I'm alive, anytime that I'm present, this experience can be used for a win. Anytime I'm alive, anytime that I'm present, this experience can be used for a win. Anytime that I'm alive, anytime that I'm present, this experience can be used for a win. And what I mean by that is, you might lose a trade today. That experience can be used for a win. You might break up with a girl, break your heart. That experience can be used for a win. You might lose a friend that you know you had to cut off because they weren't good to you. You kept doing the right thing. They borrowed money till it didn't work. Okay? That experience can be used for a win. Your mom might die on Thanksgiving. Your heart may be ripped out of your chest. You may feel like the whole world betrayed you. And somehow, some way, that experience can be used as a win. So I love you. And in trading, we must learn how to turn all our experiences into wins. Otherwise, we will fall victim to becoming, people that just never succeed. And that's unacceptable to me. The lifers and the people that are in my channel, the people that follow me, I have to make sure the majority of you succeed. I can't help everybody. I can't push everyone past their demons and their ways. But the majority of the lifers got to succeed, man. I see no other way. That's why I show up every single day. If I keep teaching, if I keep giving the information, there's got to be a way. Like today, I'm showing this bounce on the 200 moving average. Not everything is like something I can show you in a split second. This might play out in 8 hours, and that's when the revelation will happen for you. And you're going to be like, wow, man, I never knew about that. And look what Sam showed me today. It might be 10 o'clock. It might be 1 in the morning. It might be tomorrow at 10 in the morning. We might be back tomorrow morning talking about this. And that's when it really starts to kick in. And then a week later, I do it again on the 1. And then you start and then you do it once. Then you use the 200. Then you start changing your life. And next thing you know, you're like, wow, this is how this show becomes actionable. Information is great, but if you don't use it, it means nothing. I can watch 100 gardening shows, and then someone else can actually go garden and charge people the landscaping and get it done. Turn that knowledge into money. The one thing I did do is I turned my knowledge into money. That's what trading does for you. You gain more knowledge, you can turn it into money. The more knowledge you have about the markets, the better you are at shaping what can happen to your portfolio. The less you know about the markets, the more you're at the whims of everybody else and what they do to you. Do you want to be in control, or do you want them to be in control? You need the information, right? You ever play a board game you've never played before? You got to watch everyone tell you what to do first, right? Who's in control? You're not in control. Now, the 5th or 6th time, you know the rules, you're in control now. But not the first few times, right? You don't even know how to play. Someone has to show you how to play, and they're in control until you're in control. Very similar with trading. Get some knowledge from me, piggyback on me, figure out the moving averages, support or resistance, see my risk management, see how I'm handling it, and then you go from there. Yeah. So here we stand. I mean, price action's looking pretty nil today. 1 hour just got rejected by the 200 moving average. Nice spike up, but can we maintain? That's always a known place, but we have some support at 89.8. Today we maintained, like the 1 hour put 8 candles above 89.8. I would expect us to kind of get a move here. But dang, man. I've never seen so many constant mixed signals on Bitcoin so fast, so many times, so many back and forth ways. I can see how it's really getting people, because it's playing with all coins. I can see how it gets people very frustrated. But that's why we have to work out. We have to breathe. We have to stay disciplined. It's going to be days where Bitcoin's going to show you a flag. It's going to rip perfectly. And it's still doing the stuff it's going to do. Yeah. Sam is the type of guy to outshine the sun on a sunny day. He puts the P in positivity and in pants. Again with the pants. Yeah. How much you earn a week? Scalper versus swing trader mindset. Show them what's up, lifer. Thank you. Rocket Man. God bless you, Rocket Man. Sailors, TRC is at 100 par price. Bitcoin has infinity fiat bid as long as it sticks there. Bullish. Shout out to Real Don D. I love that. Hello, Elder Brother. Lots of love on the 4-hour time frame. Have you noticed a hidden bullish divergence? This could be the reason for a long trade. I have. It is there. Look, I mean, you think from here? Yeah, technically you could say it is here, though. Yeah, you're right. I mean, that does swing down. We're kind of skipping this knot, though. But I could say it's elongated. It does look like hidden bullish, though. I mean, you got this swing up, this elongated swing down, and you're very oversold. I'm with you on this, man. I like it. I'm all about hidden bullish, bro. I love it. It's my ting. So remember, we started projecting this flag way before the, like somewhere like 20 minutes ago, right? Let's shrink it down because it looks like it's going to get a bit smaller. Oh yeah, we're still in a trade too. $66, nothing to worry about right now. Haven't really gotten a bigger move either way, so I'm not stressing it. I just want to see this make a flag above the 200, get the 21 to touch, and get the pump to 92,148. Okay, what color are my pants today? How's that? How about that? They could be white, they could be gray, they could be blue, they could be red, they could be green, they could be brown, they could be... What? We got baby blue, we got navy blue, we got beige, we got copper. We got a lot of pants, man. What color are the pants? I usually don't wear a matching suit. I'll give you that. It doesn't match the suit jacket. How's that? I'll make it easy because that would be like, you're matching the suit. I very rarely wear a matching suit. I don't know why. I like to wear offset colors. Yeah. How much starting capital do we need to leave our 9 to 5 for trading? You need mental capital. You need to learn a lot. Yeah. You need to learn a lot and have a lot of mental capital. You need to put in the work, man. Yeah, you need to start starting every other night and putting in the work. Yeah. Someone wrote cocky. I love you, bro. Because you didn't name the color. Interesting. Maybe I did name the color. Maybe it was one of the first things I said. Maybe it wasn't. Red polka dot. Okay. I don't have that, but if I did, I'd probably wear it on a red day. Feeling clownish. Somebody says red. Somebody said clear pants. See-through pants. I don't think that would be allowed here on YouTube. Wouldn't happen. Couldn't do it. Okay, light blue. We got navy blue. Okay. Someone said wardrobe tour. Does anyone want a wardrobe tour? I mean, if you want it. Whenever I do it, people think I'm just being a complete pompous, horrible person. So, like, whenever I show... I'm a guy that grew up middle class. Now I live a different life, and I think it's so exciting, and I think it's fun, and I like to share. Whenever I share, people throw the book at me and call me a loser. So I guess I'm just going to go back to never sharing and just talking about life, talking about my kids and how great it is to be a dad and, hiding all my goodies away from everybody. They don't have to see all my goodies, right? Did you pick them or did BB? I picked them. Yeah. You should have on Hurricane merch. You're funny, man. I'm curious as your suit collection. That's interesting. Skin-colored pants. What's your entry on the Bitcoin long? What was my entry? Let's see. It is 90,767. Could have been better. Could have been worse. I'm grateful for the entry. Let's see if I can get something from that. Yeah. I don't have a lot of watches. I even forgot to put my watch on today. I'm not into watches that much. I don't know why, man. I got kids. They hurt them. Scratch them. I do a lot of other stuff. Right? You're funny. Winners get hate and haters become so much that the collective agree on it. We see this in the news. Don't listen to the jealous keyboard warriors. Thank you, man. I don't. I listen to all the lovers here and all the people that are awesome. Family Jewels must be, you guys are funny, man. We do have a screen share tonight. Yes, we do. Screen share tonight around 7:30, 8 p.m. Tonight, you guys will get it. This man got it. He said gray. He said gray or gray. Yeah, he got it, man. I'm rocking the gray pants tonight. The grays. Into the gray. All right. Barefoot trading. Always barefoot here on the mat. Barefoot trading, because why would you wear shoes in your house? Wouldn't make any sense. Right? And if you're not wearing shoes, why would I sweat out a pair of socks for no reason? Like, that also doesn't make sense. Also, when you walk around with socks, you get all that lint on the sock, and then you ruin the shoe. I don't wear socks until I put the shoe on, man. Let's get real, right? Don't be walking around your house with socks on, then putting it in your shoe, and then, you know what I mean? You're just ruining your shoes, man. Putting dust buds in your shoes, you know what I mean? Sam, at the point your suit game should be sponsored, you need these suit companies to be setting you free stuff and paying you to wear it. Your suit track record is impeccable. I appreciate that. Thank you. I've been tracking Crypto Lifer's every trade. He's got a 12% win rate. I know, right? Seems that way. But you haven't seen all my trades, so you can't track all my trades. Because you're not in a trading group. You've been tracking all my live trades? I got a 12% win rate? Let me see that. It could be true, man. The last couple of weeks have been so whack. Can we rev your Lambo? We want to hear it. Yeah, I could do it. Yeah, it's crazy. I revved it yesterday to 2 people. They bugged out. Where's the liquidity on Bitcoin? I know your style, Sammy. God bless you, brother. Thank you. Shout out to Fiat Level. I like that, man. You're cool. Gray would go well with that jacket, man. This guy knows, bro. It's so weird. I'm ranked 2nd worldwide on weeks just from following your strategy plus POCs and volumes. P.S. Been a lifer for 4 years. He's ranked 2nd worldwide on weeks just from following my strategy plus POCs and volume profiles. So look at that. So you could take that to the bank. Okay? You could take that to the bank. And so, I don't know. There's your 12% win rate. I don't know. Hey, you know what? Some days I might go 8. I might lose 8 out of 10 trades. It's happened to me. It can happen to anybody. I wear shoes without socks. Dude, I've been trading 20 years. You might have a year, in your 20-year career, you might have a 2-year slump where you just like can't, you just like something happens where you're just like, and you look back on that time and you know, I thought, no tie today. It's Thursday, man. It's Thirsty Thursday. I'm free, no tie. I'm ranked 2nd worst on weeks for longing randomly and holding too many liquidations. Shout out to the Royal Don D. I love you, man. I wear shoes without socks. I can't do that. Just too sweaty and gooey. Yeah. I wear, Do you open trades with limit or market? Usually limit, but I pull the limit into market. Yeah. So it's usually kind of like a market order. Yeah. But I don't hit I make a limit order that I drag into price action. But technically market's in, Price actions have been very hard to trade. Thursday stinks. That's why I'm just trading the 4-hour time frame. I'm not making it a big deal, right? Let's see what's happening in 24 hours here for these altcoins. Lighter. It's up 18%. Light, which is LIT. And we've been watching Lighter for a long time. Remember, I talked about it before it even came out. MyX up 32%, 8% in 24 hours too. MyX kind of bouncing back. I mean, it's a good product. It got played around with. You'd think it might actually come down. Canton CC keeps coming up. So I'm going to look at those and have those pumped out. And Solana holding 136 is actually pretty strong, in my humble opinion. The altcoins look somewhat decent. They've bounced back. We've had a little bit of movement. Aerodrome 55, Pudgy Penguins. Not amazing. But we've had some strong movements. SEI at 12 cents. SWE back to 181. Okay, up 27%. 120 to 180. I mean, these things, Hyperliquid still at 28. So happy I got rid of that. Holding that coin was like holding an anchor on my chest. Ondo down at 40. Oh my God. Midnight's showing some signs of life at 7 cents. I remember we first looked at it at 4 cents and it's been holding. And Pepe's still doing its thing. Hey, I thought only my Polish people did socks and sandals. Love this for us. Canton, I like socks and sandals in the house, but not outside the house. I love it when I'm like, just, but normally just sandals. Here it gets hot and you don't want to be wearing socks in Florida, man. I live in Florida. In case you didn't know, it's a beautiful place to live. I absolutely love it. I suggest everybody, no, actually, I don't want everyone to move here because then it would be like, no, it's the worst place. I don't like it at all. Tough, real tough. Like, I suggest, you don't want to move here. Yeah, no. You don't want to move to Florida. Stay out of here. The mosquitoes are horrible. The bugs are insane. They're like the size of your head. They're everywhere. They bite you. You got welts. You will. It's so hot you can't even breathe. You don't want to come here. Wink, wink. Honestly, our weather's been absolutely beautiful. It's been the most beautiful weather in the entire country where I live right now. I have to brag. I'll flex on my weather. Like, my weather is a flex alone. It really is. Like, I'm on the Gulf Coast. Today is going to be 83 degrees and sunny. 63 at night, 82 during the day. It's warm enough to hit the beach. It's beautiful. You can catch a tan. You can go for a bike ride. You can go golfing. The humidity is low. It's gorgeous. And it's been like this since like halfway through October. So I've been living through 2.5 months of just beautiful weather, like the world's most beautiful weather. I go outside, I smell the fresh air, I can go for walks, our kids play, like it's heaven on earth. And then I go back up to the Northeast when it gets really hot here after May, and we do the same kind of weather up there. So it's, I travel the good weather, man, for all my life, so I can stay in beach. I can almost go to the beach 90% of my days. I have a beach day. 90% of the days that I wake up, I can go to the beach that day or go sailing or I love the water. Dude, lighter looks interesting. I don't want to say jump in right now, but it's hot. It's the hottest thing we got going on. And look at the Adam and Eve that it made. I'm looking for I want a big one to do this on that bigger time frame, right? But look, that's an Adam and Eve. We call this an Adam and Eve double bottom. What you do is you'll take the neckline to the head there and then you'll swing it. And it's just crazy. That's exactly where it went. This whole market is controlled by the patterns. It's somehow human beings are living these patterns without even realizing. I think someone doesn't even draw this pattern. They just like someone's manipulating the market doing all this and they end up hitting the measured move because they live inside of some type of mathematical system that traps them. So even when they think they're not doing something that can be tracked, it can be because you live in math. Like all your movements can be tracked because all your movements are geographically made. It's so strange, but we live inside of a system you can't escape. It's meta knowledge kind of inside of knowledge. So look, $4.12 could be the target there for lighter. I'd put an alert on this. There's not much hot stuff out right now with the new creator, new idea, and that has utility. Lighter kind of has some good stuff coming up with it. So I think lighter's worth keeping on our radar for the day. I really do. If anything's worth looking at, and it's lit, how could you not like lit? Like, I like that ticker, man. I own no lighter. This does nothing for me. I'm just a technical analyst that likes to share what I'm excited about, and that looks interesting. It's like if I was a photographer and I showed you paintings of the Grand Canyon. Like, my mind likes this stuff. I get excited about looking at these patterns. I'm attracted to geographical shapes. It's strange, but they made me in my whole life. They got me where I'm at today. They changed me as a person. So I'm addicted to this stuff. Lighter looks interesting. I got to give you, let me see the 2 hour and the 4 hour. 4 hour actually looks like it's ready to rock. The 4 hour looks pretty good for lighter. Retrace, people bought into the, previous resistance as support. Now it's had like 16 hours to consolidate. Lighter looks interesting. You tell me, man. It's up to you guys, but I like it. I like what I'm seeing here for lighter. I like the gradient. I added the gradient. I don't know, somehow my stuff reversed. I don't know how they do that sometimes. You should got Chart Junkies. They give me a shout out. Thank you for your knowledge. God bless you, man. Thank you. Louis. Panic Seller, too bad. Hey. Let's take a look here. Bitcoin at 90. Yeah, Bitcoin is just slumping, man. Told you, I took that big $7,000 off the table. And ever since then, it's just been kind of flat, right? I've lost a couple of my scalps, and I've just been kind of waiting for a better trade. Finally, we go to the Grand Canyon a few months ago, and I've lived in Tucson, Arizona for 7 years. It's amazing pictures. Have no comparison. Oh, it's amazing. I went to Las Vegas to see my sister in 2019. Or was it 2020? I think it was the beginning of 2020. Or maybe it was 2000. I think it was 2019. Yeah. Like it's like literally 2 weeks before the whole entire world shut down. And I went to Las Vegas. It was the last thing I did. And I went to CES. And she was so cool. She paid us for a VIP to get picked up in a limousine, get a bottle of champagne, get driven to the airpad from the hotel, get into a helicopter. Then you pay extra to have the front seats of the helicopter and not the back seats. You pay VIP. And you sit right next to the guy and you get a way better view than the people that have to kind of like look over you. And then we fly over the Grand Canyon, land inside the Grand Canyon where they have a little lunch prepared for you, a couple sandwiches and, another champagne or whatever. Hang out there for like a half an hour to an hour inside the canyon, looking into it and all around it, like in a place you could never get without being there in a helicopter, unless you were like a rock climber or did some kind of, you went there in a boat. And then they take you out and you go right back over it, right over Lake Mead. Another 45-minute ride back to Las Vegas. Unbelievable. I think it costs for the both of us, I think it costs about $1,500 VIP. Well worth it. Unbelievable. God bless my sister. One of the greatest memories I've ever had. I videotaped the whole thing. I have all the pictures, all the tape. And you can see these mountains and the regions and the Sierra. I think it's Sierra. Is it the Sierra Nevadas? Or should I believe it's the Sierra Nevadas that we're looking at out there. It's just gorgeous. Anyway. One of the greatest experiences of my life. Shout out to Michelle, my sister. She hooked me up. When I didn't, I wasn't the lifer. I didn't have tons of money. I didn't have a lot of opportunities. I still had some credit debt. I was building myself. And she was there for me, man. She took me on trips. She flew me out to Mammoth Mountain when I was like 25 for a New Year's once. She gave me so much opportunity. She's such an awesome person. I love my sister. When you lose your parents and you have two sisters, they become your everything, right? They're the closest connection to my mom. I see my mom and my sisters. I love my sisters. And so, my dad told me, too, I promised my dad, one day he said, I'm dying, right? And, we were together, and he said, man, you take care of my girls, man, He said, take care of your sisters for me. It's like I promised him. I looked him in the eye. I said, I'll always be there for your daughters. It's a big deal. And all the brothers out there, man, you got to be, got to be there for your sisters, man. They need you. You need them too. You got to be there for your family. Family is everything. Never give up on your family. I guess some people, they say, oh, my brother just kept stealing until we had to get rid of him, And I guess that's sad. I guess it happens. I've never experienced that. It's really sad to hear that. Route just went on a massive run today. I've owned that coin for a long time. A lot of altcoins just pumped out of nowhere. Don't get too discouraged when altcoins pump like that, though. Don't feel like you missed out. It's crazy movement, but just don't, CTA, it's very low volume. Things could happen behind the scenes. Just don't, Funny, this looked interesting to me. Sui Pad looked like it was starting to consolidate. You see, I'm just sharing some ideas, and the one nice coin that looks good is XMR. Let's take a look at Monero. And obviously, privacy coins have been strong. That narrative never went away. It never will, right? People want privacy. Monero is the true privacy coin. It's the OG in the game. Wow, approaching pretty close to its previous all-time high there in June of 2021. So that's an uptrend that's been continuing. If you look at Monero, right? It's been doing its thing. It's pretty close to the 21 on the weekly, which says that it has power. Wow, look at that. So let's take a look at Monero. I think a lot of people have look at that. It looks like Monero is about to take off. If I had to go by probability, I would say Monero is about to do something. And it's about to go. The market's going to suck for a while, and I'm going to look like a horrible trader because the market's going to suck. I'm telling you, it's going to be tight. There's going to be lack of liquidity. Every time you see me take a shot, it's been tough. Doesn't mean I'm not up on my realized gains this week. So it is what it is. If you make $7,000 a week, you're going to be doing fine. Give back 1,000 of it, you'll still be okay. All right. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is my life, but you do whatever makes you happy. Bitcoin is struggling though. Not looking good, man. Another loss, man. This stinks, bro. Come on. Give me something on the 4-hour, man. Let me get my tweezer ball. Let's get some movement. That's not the 4-hour. Hold on. Let me get the real 4-hour here. Whatever. I got time. I'm below the 4 hour. Let's see. It's not over till it's over, baby. Let me take the emotions out of it. I go for a walk. I come back in an hour and I see where the trade is. Set and forget, man. The biggest traders lose money. It is what it looks like, a head and shoulder, man. Come on, 5 minute. Find some structure. Build, bounce. It's pretty bloody, though. Like, the bigger time frames do look bearish. There's a lot of people shorting the market. 1 hour rejection of the 200 moving average. I mean, just no. That's nasty. And you got to start seeing this. I got to, hold on. I tell you, man, this stuff switches bullish and bearish every 5 seconds. I even try to use the bigger time frames. It doesn't matter. Look at price action. Look at the last 8 hours. Up and down, up and down, up and down, down, up. Like, it's vicious fight. It's vicious price action. You got to start looking at this like this. Oh, last night, I'm going to sleep, and I read that horrible story about those kids in Colorado that threw those rocks at a girl. And it basically, oh, my God, man. Alexa Bartel, I love you, Alexa. And your mother, I think it's Kimberly. My heart goes out to the whole Bartel family. I just want to say a moment of silence for Alexa, because it destroyed me last night. A moment of silence for Alexa Bartel, that sweet 20-year-old girl that was on the way home from her friend's house in the middle of nowhere. Some idiots decided to throw rocks at her car, man, and it took her head off. Like, I heard about it last night. It destroyed me. I'm sorry to bring it up, but a moment of silence for that girl. I will take a piece of my channel for her, man. God bless her soul. I think, one of my sweet daughters coming home from her friend's house at 20 years old, and some fools throw a rock at her, and I lose my daughter. Like, I'd never be the same, man. I'd never be the same. I'd destroy me worse than any loss, any liquidation, So the 4 hours got to save us today, or the 1 hour is going to take us down. And to me, that's kind of is what it is. Either the 4 hour bounces us back up out of here, and this turns into one of these like weird, strange, inverted head and shoulders like this. We get the heck out of here, man. Or we turn into a descending triangle and end up down there at 87.5. To me, that's what I see happening today. And I'll take a shot on the 4 hour time frame, but I don't know what's going to happen. Yeah. It makes your blood boil. It really does, man. It really does. I swear, if I was born in like the 1700s, I would have been a vigilante that just hunts evildoers down, man, and just like gave them what was coming to them, man. Like I would be like Mickey Rourke in Sin City. That'd be me, man. I'd just be a vicious man that lived in the depths, that took out the trash. You know what I mean? No problems at all. Come to me, baby. Let's eat you alive. You know what I mean? Like anyone that would hurt a kid, anyone that would hurt a woman, anyone that hurt a defenseless animal, a person, anyone that would take advantage of someone because they can, come to me. Let me take care of you. You know what I mean? That's how it should be. Those people should be thrown to the wolves, man. How dare they ruin society that way, destroy our mental well-beings. Another a 60-year-old woman was in a Barnes & Nobles in West Palm Beach, December 24th of 2025. She gets stabbed to death in the Barnes & Nobles, man. Sorry, I shouldn't bring this stuff up, but I just can't. That's a safe neighborhood. You think you can walk around. Nothing's going to happen to you at West Palm Beach. And she gets fully, oh my God, right? We're battling. This is good, though. You want to see a down so you can get a wick. So you want to, if you pump first, you dump. So we want to see the dump so we can wick back up here. It's not all bad. Let's see what's happening. Stick with me in the trading group. But rejection by the 200. But even this, like we had a descending triangle last night, and it dumped but came back up again. Like it's interesting, it's like the key is just to do what you do every day, maintain your capital, don't overtrade. A time's going to come when I'm going to see it far more likely than I usually do, and I'm going to be able to take a better trade. I know it, right? That stabbing 10 minutes from my house, that Barnes thing was crazy. That's so insane, right? Yeah. Like, what the heck, man? She's getting gifts. If she didn't go in, what if she just went to Starbucks that day and had a coffee? What if her friend told her to wait a second? The dude took the train from Georgia, ended up in town a week ago, ends up in the Barnes & Nobles when she's in there. That's why I'm telling you, man, I'm always looking around my back, man. I read too many of these stories. I go places, I'm always thinking, man, what? Don't let me be that guy. Like I lived in New York City. I took the train. I always leaned against the wall. I said, don't let me be that guy that someone pushes into the train. You know what I mean? I always was afraid some crazy maniac was going to push me in front of the train. I'm really serious. I was afraid of it. You know, I'm not afraid, good concerned. I kept myself against, like they would always have the map. I'd go right to the middle and put myself up against the map. I go looking left and right all the time, making sure no one was creeping up on me, man. I rode the train for, from when I was 18, I got to St. John's till when I left at 39. I rode the train 20 years of my life, man. I was in New York City 20 years from 18 to 39. I did a 19-year bid in New York, man. It was crazy. You couldn't believe the things I've seen. A guy pulled a gun on me and chased me down Union Turnpike. I put a hand on the back of my head because I thought he was going to blow my brains out. You will instinctively put your hands on the back of your head when someone pulls a gun on you. Having a knife pulled to my neck when I was in Long Island. I fell through a glass door and was bleeding out my main artery. I passed out in a bathroom and banged my head off the toilet, woke up. I heard someone telling me, do you want to stay or do you want to go? No lie. I had a viral infection 15 years ago on July 4th. I get a bunch of Vicodins given to me because I'm in pain. I take them. Then I drink one beer, which I probably shouldn't have because it's July 4th, but I was sick for 3 days with my whole body ached. The guy said, you have a viral infection in your blood. I don't even know what that meant. Next thing you know, I'm going to the bathroom in the middle of the night, and as the urine's leaving me, my head gets lightheaded, and I just fall, and I'm in a tiny bathroom with a hard sink, a toilet, and I just pass out while I'm going to the bathroom. All I can see is I kind of remember my head going right towards the toilet, man. I must have hit my head right off the side of that toilet, bro. I wake up. When I feel myself, I hear a voice. I swear to, I promise everyone I hear a woman's voice. And I'm lying there incapacitated. And I feel, when you ever been a kid and you get on a swing for a long time and then you put your foot on the ground and your foot tingles? That ever happened to you? So I think I'm dead or something. I don't know what's happening. I can't feel my body really. I don't know if I'm alive. I don't know what I am. Because I got hit so hard that I got temporary amnesia. I don't know what I am. I don't know what I am. I know I am, but I don't know what I am. You get what I'm saying? My first sense of consciousness wakes up, I'm on the floor. I don't know I'm in a body. I don't know I'm a human. I have no clue what the hell I am, but I know I'm something. And I know I got something, and I think I'm like, is this the afterlife? I hear a woman, do you want to stay or do you want to go? I said, I want to stay. I want to stay. I don't want to go nowhere. I said, I want to stay. And I got so scared. I was like, oh, I want to stay. And this is in my mind. I'm not talking out loud. I'm like, I want to stay. I want to stay. I want to stay. Next thing you know, it's like I was placed in my body. My whole body starts tingling. My whole body. Just like when you get off a swing, my whole body starts tingling. All my body. And I can't believe it. And I'm like, what? And I slowly open my eyes. I see my head's jammed up against the tub. And I'm like, where did I go? What just happened? My whole body's chills and then bursts into sweat. And I go into this drenching sweat. And I lay there for 20 minutes. And I call my sister's name. I call my mother's name. I call my father's name. Everyone's dead asleep. No one can hear me. I'm like, Mom, Dad, Mom. I hit the ground pretty hard. My mother later said, I thought it was you and Marco wrestling at night. And just thought you guys were being stupid and went to sleep. So my mom heard me hit the floor, but didn't know. So I finally crawl out of it and I get to bed and I try to wake my sister up. And I have a huge egg on my head, a giant egg on my head. And I try to wake my sister up and I'm like, yo, Jess, I think I just left my body. I think I just died. I don't know what happened. And I'm shaking. I'm shaking. I'm ghost white. Something happened to me. Something strange happened to me. And maybe I just passed out fine and I'm turning into something bigger, whatever you want. But I was in a state of shock, man. And look, see, we're getting the wick now. Can we get the move in the 4-hour time frame? See, people doubt me until we get to, watch this thing rip all the way up. And I make my big gain today and everything goes my way, man. It'll be so awesome. I believe it can. I believe it will. So I tell her, I'm like, and she had been drinking all night. So she's pretty she's got And she's in the middle of the night, and she does, and I'm like, look at the egg on my head. Am I going to die? Am I going to die? She said, I think you'll be fine. And she goes to sleep. And then I just sit there and I lie in bed, and I'm like, and my buddy had a friend that fell over on his motorcycle, hit his head pretty hard, thought he was cool, like put his motorcycle away, went to sleep that night and never woke up. And so I'm sitting there thinking, what if I die of a concussion in my sleep tonight? And I don't know what to do. And I probably should have went downstairs and told my mom and dad and like went to the hospital, right? I lay there and I just say, and then I hear a voice like got her, and it says, you're not going to die tonight. You're going to be okay. You're not going to die tonight. Like, you're fine. And I drifted off to sleep. I woke up the next morning. And man, it was one of the weirdest moments in my life, man. And it happened, I'd say about 14 years ago. And another time I fell through a glass door. My hand went through the glass. Shard of glass went right into, basically, my main arteries are right there. I don't know how. It went like this and didn't shred my main arteries to pieces, which is like basically impossible, because if you can see my main artery are right here, the slice is right there. It could have sliced right there, and it would have done the vertical slice. You know what I mean? Always people do the half, but that means you just make little. A vertical slice means you open it like a hot dog bun, bro. You know, so that's why when people say, "Oh, I cut my," you know, I don't want to talk about it because some people do that, but you know, the sideways slice is literally just cutting a hot dog sideways. Yeah, it's bleed a little bit, but it can close up. But you go all the way down, man. That's like opening a hot dog bun, bro. And that's, oh my God, like I can't handle blood. I shouldn't even be talking like this. I can't handle blood. I can't. But man, this thing was gushing blood, bro. Gushing blood. Someone had to take a shoelace off, put it on my arm, tell me I was going to make it. I kicked in the emergency room door. I'm going to die, man. I think I'm repeating this to myself recently because I got to remind myself how great my life is today. I'm on a YouTube channel. I got people that support and love me. We got a Discord. We've got people that help me run the channel. We got awesome people that are doing awesome things. And there was a day in my life where I was running to the hospital bleeding and begging people to save me. I begged the doctors to save me that day. I said, please, I'm going to die. Can you save my life? If you don't help me right now, I'm going to bleed out inside. Everyone sits there and waits in the emergency room for your turn. I ran past all those people. I kicked in the door and just screamed, I'm going to die. There wasn't time to take my insurance. There wasn't time for me to fill out a form. My wife was running past behind me. She must have got in there, and then she must have given them my information while I was in triage. But I don't know if did anyone here ever has anyone here ever ran into an emergency room screaming you're going to die? Anybody here? Am I the only one, or is anyone here? Because I might not be the only one. There might be a few people. Anyone here? Have you ever run into an emergency room screaming, I'm going to die? Anybody? All right. Let's take a look at our baby Solana. And you know I got a big old bag of Solana, man. I'm heavy spot Solana. And look at this Solana idea we got cooking here, right? It's a double bottom on Solana. There's still time. Someone said, dang, there's still time to play this double bottom. And look, you could get up to 393, but it would take till July. All right. So you'll double up in more, but it'll take you 6 months. Turn 20 grand into 40 grand, 10 grand. You know what I mean? It could happen. I mean, that's, the odds are there, but who knows? It's up to you. You got to figure that out. But that's, there's the possibility there for Sol that we could get a pretty good move. But it's up there, right? Right. Someone said, nah, that's all you. Someone said, I was dead. Feel you. Yes, I work in an ER. I did that when I thought I had testicular torsion. Interesting. I got hit by a car and walked home. Dang. Heart attack. Wow. We're all like Sammy. We only have to find our gifts. Yeah, we need a new story now. This one's been on repeat. Hey, you want another one? I got so many, man. How about when I ran from the state police when I was 16 and hid inside a closet? They came and got me and beat me. You want that one? Which one do you want? You know what I mean? How about when I, that one was fun. That was a good one. I made it out of that one. Yikes. You know what I mean? Or when I got robbed in Long Island at knife point because I went to the wrong neighborhood with my buddy from school. How about that one? You know what I mean? I mean, there's a few. I think I've told them all over time. I got some fun ones too where I hung out with Stephon Marbury for a while, wanted to get his number, didn't get it. Then they relocated my car. And then next thing you know, he's behind my car doing an impromptu meeting with baby clothes. A guy that wanted to start a baby clothing brand and he could possibly invest in it. And then I see him and he's like, get in the car, and then I get his phone number. To this day, I have Stefan Marbury's phone number in my phone. What if he'd answer if it's the same number? So boom. Yeah. Sammy sure been around. Yeah. I lived in New York for 20 years. So much has happened to me. You know, and I lived a crazy life. Tower speaker fell on my head while sleeping on a beanbag. In 6th grade, I was drowning in a puddle of my own blood, and somehow my dad woke up at 3 a.m. and checked on me. Saved my life again. Oh my God. Jesus. Broke both legs and 9 ribs. Took 3 blood transfusions to keep me alive. My God. Someone says we're going to 99,000. That'd be awesome, man. Life is crazy, man. God bless everyone. God bless you, brother. Thank you. We're all lucky to be here, and we're all lucky to be alive. Every single person here on this channel, we're all lucky to have a chance to trade today. Let's take a look at these altcoins and see if there's anything worth gobbling up besides light. Lit looks hot. Solana on the bigger time frame looks good. CC looks interesting. Let's see if there's any super chats, anything you guys are telling me about. I like to focus on what you guys teach me a lot. A lot of times the channel tells us what's hot. Another great day with the lifer. God bless you. God bless you, man. Hey, can you look at the XLP, please? Thank you. XLP. Let's take a look at XLP. I recently found out that trading on Coinbase perpetuals gets taxed on the 60-40 rules of trading options. When I go to taxes, my profits are calculated with long-term and short-term capital gains. Yes. Perpetuals are taxed less than other trades. Yes. That's actually a good sign. People don't know that. Yep. Looking fresh. Best traps in the game. God bless you. Thank you, Stas. I mean, Tesla, sorry. Just woke up. Much love. No worries, man. Yeah, I knew. Actually, I saw it as Tesla. So you're spot on, man. No need for the double. You're telling me that the police out of the closet and now you came out of the closet. You guys are funny. Yeah, they pulled me out. I didn't come out the closet. They pulled me out and they hit me with the baton in my, I actually had a pain in my like clavicle or whatever, you know, like the bone everybody breaks, man, as a kid. I never broke it, thank God. Collarbone, you know. No, they pulled me out of the closet. I didn't come out of the closet. All right, let's make it real clear. All right, let's make it very clear. I just want to make that very clear. And again, I don't think doing that stuff is cool. It just, I was 17. I'm 42. It was 25 years ago. That's insane to say, right? But it was 25 years ago. So a lot has changed, and I have learned so much about life since I did those crazy things that I did back then, right? Let's take a look at Fed. Fed is interesting. I like Fed. I think long term it's a good concept. I still hold my FET bags and believe they could do numbers, but only time will tell, right? Fetch AI, to me, is at the bottom of its barrel. It's going to bounce. I mean, that would be the accumulation. I have what I have. I'm not accumulating. And, man, we remember that big run-up. We got into Fetch, remember, 19. We all down here, and then we ran that puppy up. March of 2024 was the peak of the altcoin season, really. And we did have alt season. We started accumulating in 2022, and 2 years later, we ripped up in 2024. We had alt season, friends. You know, there was a lot of gains. So just know we love you. We love your story. And that story he told us earlier, truly one crazy, and wow, what a scary story. Amen. Thank you. Yeah, it's not fun to know that you could die. And when you look back and know that there's a chance that every moment I have right now may never had happened. You know, like, split-second decisions by how I ran, the doctors that I saw, the closeness in the vicinity of the hospital, all had deep implications as to whether I was going to survive or not. You know? I don't even believe the story when I say it because I don't even want to think that I wouldn't have been here. Like, what my mom would have thought, my sister, if they had heard that's how I died, man. In a glass door accident. Like, wow, like, I got so lucky that day, man. God saved my life for a reason, man. I was spared, man. I look at that scar all the time whenever I have a bad day. And I know it's not a bad day because it ain't that day, baby. If it ain't that day, then it's a good day.
Heck, I could lose 50 grand that day. I'm alive to lose. My wife said, you'd be lucky enough. You're lucky to lose money to be alive. People that aren't alive can't lose money. People that are dead can't lose money, man. Repeat that to yourself when you lose and you're down on yourself and you beat yourself up and you tell yourself you suck and you get negative. Because we all do. We just got to pluck the weeds out. Jim Rohn told me today, you're going to still have negative thoughts just because you're disciplined and you don't have life locked in. You're still going to have negative thoughts. How do you combat those negative thoughts? What you have to do is you just have to basically pluck the weeds. And then you have to build positive thoughts. And I always tell you, one positive thought is stronger than 1,000 negative thoughts. So you just keep building. Trade's down $40. We're flat. We'll see what happens. We were down 160 though, weren't we, or something? Now $24. There's some hope that I win this trade here on the 4-hour time frame. I did exactly what I said I was going to do. I said I was going to trade the 4-hour. I said I was going to trade if the candle closed green on next to the red, and I got a wick off the 200, and I got a bullish engulfing. I backtested this. I should win this trade, man, based off probability. I should win this trade. Will I for sure? No guarantees, but I should win this trade. And I should post a win to the trading group. Look at 9 777s right now. Go back to 777s for me. Thank you. Look at that. Every time. Every time, baby. It's crazy how all this knowledge that I learn from you every single day reading these charts, how lucky we are that you're here. God is great. And so are you. Love you. Exactly. Like, I shouldn't even be able to teach this stuff. I shouldn't be able to show you the line crossing the 200 moving average. Like, I should be gone. But I'm here, man. That alone's an interesting idea. Like right there, that should inspire you to go after some cool stuff with your life. Because why not? Because why the heck not? Make it happen, baby. There's my signal again now on the 5-minute time frame. We're above the 200. The 21's coming into play. It may just jettison right out now. It may fill out this. If it fills out, that would be perfect. Again, I'm already in a trade, but you could even open up a scalp if you want on top of that and have the scalp running while you have the trade running. Then you could have the scalp going, take 400. And that kind of takes a little risk off the bigger trade because you already get, so that's what I like to do too. If we're running with good volume, I'll open up that 4-hour and I'll have a scalp running. And we'll go from there. I like to see Bitcoin bouncing back a little bit. It's awesome. Here we go, baby. Let's go. Drawdown is what it is. But only time will tell. As I showed you, we kind of have to bounce today. Like the 4-hour kind of has to give us a higher low. Otherwise, we could crash and pick this out. And then I still see this Adam and Eve kind of showing its face here. It's still, and I'm telling you, the Adam and Eve have had these little flags. All of them have had this recently. So look at that pump for Bitcoin, baby. 4-hour time frame. We close another green candle. Sammy will be in the money. So now you're in the money. Now you're up 10%. If you took I'm up 10%, baby. 10% is not easy to make. A lot of people can't make 10%. They can't make $60 off $600. That's how you could turn this. You could turn $600 into $1,200 by trades like this. You take this, take $50 every time. All right, 6 times is 300. It's about little wins over. It's about solidifying a constant win. It's not about chasing. It's not about always having to get the bigger trade. It's about solidifying a constant win. And when the small time frames look sketchy, it's about zooming out to the bigger ones. It's the most important thing I can tell you. And overtrading will demolish you. I'll tell it to you over and over again, but you'll learn yourself. But, and I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as such. And please do your own due diligence before getting into any project, coin, or trade. But I will tell you that, overtrading will demolish you, man. Patience is what many people lack. Just saying no to a trade is the best thing a lot of people can do. Just saying no to a trade is the best thing other people that you can, there's nothing. And some people don't realize that. I'll keep looking at the altcoins as Bitcoin holds levels and stays. If Bitcoin can maintain 90K, the altcoins will get a little frisky. And there's going to be, opportunity. Tonight, we're going to go over a lot on the screen share, game plan for the year, talk about the first quarter, kind of go over what I see happening, show you my allocations, and we'll go from there. If there's any new coin I'm looking at, if there's anything I'm looking into. And so tonight, weekly screen share, jump on in. If you just want to sit with us, we have a private screen share every Thursday night. Took the last 2 weeks off because they were on holidays and we had family stuff, so it just didn't work out. And I gave those 2 weeks to everyone too, so you could be with your family. Felt like we just have that break. But we're back at it tonight. every Thursday night, 8 p.m. for the Crypto Lifer weekly screen share. So can't wait to see you there. My mentor did it for me until he died. He did a weekly screen share until he eventually passed away. And so, yes. So I love you. I appreciate you. And I will see you all tomorrow for an amazing, beautiful live stream. Let me make sure I did all the super chats, actually, because maybe I didn't. Got it late. Have you looked at GOOG yet? Interesting. No, I haven't heard about it. Thank you. We're truly blessed. Yep, it's crazy. Midnight double bottom possible. We'll look at midnight. I feel you, Sensei. Thank you. You're telling me. Yeah. Yep. Another great day. Can you look at XLP? Okay, I got to look at XLP. And Tesla. Sorry about those. Didn't get a lot, and I got to get them done. All right, so let's look at XLP and Tesla. And shout out to everyone that gave today. You people are amazing. You didn't have to give super chats, but you did. And that'll come back to you tenfold. That's one of the nicest things you could do. Let me show my screen so I can get back in action. You people are awesome. Thank you very much. Very, very nice of you. $76 in chat revenue. That's a blessing. Thank you very much. Very nice of you. You people didn't have to give. Like, you really don't. I'm always amazed when people do. XPL. So we'll look at midnight too. He wants the double bottom on midnight. We got to look at GOOG. So we got to look at XLP. We got to look at midnight. And XLP is probably a stock, I'm guessing. State Street. Consumer Staples Select Sector. Is that what it is? Now, what I heard that is consumer selected. So I know that if they print money, it's goods are going to go up in value. So this is basically the S&P. If the S&P goes up, this goes up. So what you're looking for is this bull flag to kind of break out. And then you're looking for parabolicness. And if the dollar looks like it's taking a pretty big hit, and it looks like it's going to take a hit that's like sustainable. And once the dollar takes a sustainable hit, I mean, Bitcoin can, everyone's like, will Bitcoin replace the dollar? I mean, everything's going to get priced in Bitcoin. That's just what happens. I see that that's just what's going to happen. I see it, right? So look at that XLP 125. I mean, it looked like it's getting ready to go parabolic. I'm not saying I know for sure, but man, I mean, it doesn't really have bear div yet either. Bear div. It had some, but it played out. That has a bigger target. Let's take a look at GOOG. Oh, GOOG is Alphabet, yeah. Wow, Google just absolutely destroying the game recently because it's AI. They got AI, right? And so Google is an AI play. I mean, look at that. It doubles since June, it doubled. And it broke out parabolically, but I mean, that's unsustainable as well. In my mind, I mean, the monthly that far away from the 21-day moving average, looks like Google money is going to start flowing into Bitcoin or something. I don't know. That's weird. That's wow. So the dollar is dropping. Anything of value, a company with employees, right? The employees are worth money. They show up to work. And the company has employees on the balance sheet. That's worth money, man. That's worth more than the dollar that keeps dropping, right? If you have real assets at the company, heck, a photocopy machine makes photocopies. The dollar loses value. You get what I'm saying? Photocopy machine goes up. Even though it might be used, but if it does its thing, it goes up in value at one point if it holds where it sits. I tell you what, man, Lamborghinis have gone up in value. Nice cars have gone up in the last month. The dollar has kind of lost some substantial areas. Google looks like it may continue this barrage. I don't know what to say. Stocks have to go up. They keep printing money. But to me, it's unsustainable. Like this, yikes. Like you look at the 2-week chart, you're just too far away from the 21-day moving average. So I would watch Google on the small time frame, see if they pump. But the second the 2-week chart closes a red candle next to a green one, I would think we're coming back to the 21, just like Bitcoin did on the daily. Just like Bitcoin did on the daily. And that's Alphabet, Google. Let's take a look at Tesla. I gave that call at 409. We went to 458. Beautiful call for Tesla. And I still just see it about to break out hard. Like, I see this thing about to boom. They're getting big news. They got robots. They're pushing out. Then he's saying we're making space robots. Like, they're going to have rocket ships. Like, we're going to be able to send multiple rockets to, like, it's insane. His rocket production, 1,000 a year, he's saying? They're going to start pumping out rockets all over the place. People send you there, send everyone all over the world. Rocket ships everywhere. Kind of crazy. Dude, 91,000, folks. 91,000. We're starting to pump. We are starting to pump. We're back at 91K. We're in pretty good. We're in position. And let's take a look at Bookmap. We haven't looked at Bookmap and extended streams lately. We're just doing extended streams because you know what? I love being here. I really don't want to leave. I don't want to go. I want to be here all night, all day. 94,000 overbought area. That would send us right into that liquidity. And this 89 is getting a little thinner than it should be. And remember that big old bar down there, the 82,000? It's not as thick as it used to be. It's thick, but it's not as thick as it used to be. Interesting. Big red is still where? Right there at about 88.9. But wow. And again, let's take a look at the strategy on the 5. That's the 5 minute doing its thing. So you can see getting above the 20. When the 21 crosses, the price actually gets closer and nearer. You get something going. And again, this was kind of rigid. It wasn't perfect. I look for real clean, like anal price. Like I want it to be like really tight and right. And this will happen. If we're bullish, this will happen. If the 4 hour keeps pressing. So see how I figured out the 4 hour bottom today? See how I did it? And see how I made 16%? I made $100 off of $687. That, you know, if someone was trying to turn 600 to 1200, they could take this trade, do it 6 times. They double their account. And if you can double your account, I mean, that's how it works. We talked about this bounce here for Bitcoin on the 4 hour time frame, did we not? On the Binance chart. I see Tesla still continuing out of the descending triangle, man. You know? Holding this higher low and breaking out. I see 811 coming somewhere by, I don't know, June or July. For Tesla, I see a double up. Okay. Come on, guys. Sam is worth more than this heart super chat bonanza. Shout out to you guys. God bless you, the Rolling Road Show. Sammy, he meant XPL. He said it in the chat. Thank you. Let's take a look at, Plasma stuff. Didn't it? Yeah, it got rugged, man, or something. I don't know, man. I don't know about it. I don't want to talk about it, you know, company name because there might be some young guys that really care about the project and it just came out at the wrong time. You know, it broke back above the 200 moving average on the 4 hour. It does have some utility. It was running when nothing was going. Remember, like there was a day where it was like, it was Advantis, it was Aster, and remember XPL. Like it was Aster. It was really Aster and SPL. Aster and XPL, the only thing that was removing one weekend. Hey, you know, really aggressive buy right now. But again, similar idea to Bitcoin. If Bitcoin bounces off the 4 hour 200 moving average, this may be the bottom. Today could be the last chance to buy altcoins and Bitcoin at these prices. I like where we stand. That looks interesting. I'm going to put an alert on that. Aggressive buy right now. Low risk buy if we can see the flag play out. Either way, it looks like it could be making a move. It's above the 4 hour 200. That's when I start to see promise in a move. And I'm using these moving averages like this all the time on everything. And you can see why. Okay. 91,150 for Bitcoin. I believe I have spoken. You now could take profits on your trade or do what you want. Move stop loss to break even. But is anyone in massive? Is anyone in way big? Most people are way more aggressive than me. Anyone in massive trades, massive gains on this entry right now? All right. Link is taking off. This could be the last day, and I still have massive amounts. Got in late. Have you gone over? Yes, we did. Thank you. Come on, Sam, guys. Come on, guys. Sam is worth more than this. Super chat bonanza. I love you, brother. Took gains already. Link is taking off. Looks like you have a legendary system in place to catch the best trades. Thank you, Badri84. I love you, man. Pretty awesome, right? I'm winning on 90K. All coins will go much lower when Bitcoin goes to 60K. Look at that. Anything is possible. She knows what's going to happen for sure, everybody. Okay. She knows exactly what's going to happen. Or maybe she's just making a comment. I don't know. God bless you, Celine. I love you. I appreciate you. Celinda. In gains, just not massively. Me too. Small gains. Hi, Sam. Have you stopped the Friday weekly updates? No, they'll come next week. They only got 2,000 views, which I shouldn't say. They got 2,000 views, thank God. But I was looking for them to get, like, what my subscribers, you know. But I'll be back. It was, you know what it was? I had to pick up my sister at the airport right after that stream. So excited to see her. I ran out and forgot it. And then the next time, I think it was like New Year's Day and Christmas. It was the day after New Year's or something. It was just like, you know. So I took some time off, man. I really did. I never say that, right? I actually took, and I never stopped. But I took some time off, you know. What's up, Sam? What's up? God bless you. Hey. That's weird. The mic just like, Hello. The mic just like, wow. So that, check, 1 2 1 2. That was weird, man. That was like a glitch in the matrix. Will this guy make another 60 USD mega trade in front of us? You guys are funny. I don't have to prove anything to you. I'm just showing you strategies. I made millions of dollars doing what I've already done. I do not have to make tons of money. I don't have to risk tons of money. I'm just here to give you, I don't have to do this. I don't have to backtest my long-term strategies and show you how to, I don't have to be here. I don't have to share my strategy. And I might have a bigger trade that I'm not showing you out of security from my own life, because I don't want people to know how much money I really make. You have no idea what's actually happening behind the scenes. All I want you to know is that I'm transparently showing you how to trade and you can learn from me. Okay? I don't have anything to prove to you. I don't need to be a big shot, and I don't have to show you all my money, man. It's really none of your business. So please don't sniff another man's wallet. That is low grade, low frequency, and it shows weakness, man. God bless you all. Thank you so much for being here. I love you. I appreciate you, and I will see you all mañana. Thank you so much for being here. I took the model. I'm up 114%. He did it, baby. He did it. Everyone, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being amazing and kicking it with the Crypto Lifer. I feel like I'm getting younger every day on this channel. Like, look, man, I'm younger than I was yesterday. I really am. Look at, man, we're losing weight. I'm feeling good. I got this product I'm putting on my face. I want to talk about it tomorrow. It's making everything feel soft and sweet. And just, hey. Everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. And I'll see you all tomorrow. The secret to success is getting started. You're not going to be great to start, but you got to start to be great, baby. I'll see you tomorrow. God bless.